Oh God, Julio got traded. Please don't tell me it's to the Patriots. Yes. Oh, I can breathe. Oh. What is up, everyone? So now that it's June, I think it is probably about that time we go over our first game-by-game predictions for the 2021 Miami Dolphins. So every year I'm gonna do 3 versions of this because, you know, things change, like we just saw with the Julio trade. You know, lots of new trades happen, and you know, you just can't predict that far out of the season. I mean, you can't actually predict in general, but it's fun too. So anyway, I'm probably going to have these every month heading into the season. So 1.0 is going to be in June, 2.0 will be in July, and then 3.0 in August, and then September the season starts. So anyway, yeah, it's what you are guessing. We're just going to go game by game what I think the Dolphins are going to do. And this is a non-biased video. This really is what I think, and I'll give you proof it's not biased. In 2019, I said they would go, I think 4-12 is what I said, and then 2020 I actually said 6-10. So this is non-biased. This is just what I truly believe is going to happen, at least as of June 2021. So let's get into it here. So week 1 is going to be at New England, just like last year. So we did not win last year. We are not very good at stopping these mobile quarterbacks. And I do think that they're going to keep Cam Newton as the starter in week 1. I can't see them starting the rookie Mac Jones at the start of the year. Maybe they will, I don't know. But for that reason, I'm actually going to give Miami the W on this one. I think that this Dolphins defense especially is certainly good enough to stop Cam Newton, let's be kind of honest, really washed up Cam Newton, and kind of a lack thereof receivers that the Patriots have. Thank goodness they didn't get Julio Jones. But yeah, this offense really is not actually going to be that good, to be honest. Their defense will be pretty good, and they will have the crowd back, I'm assuming. But yeah, man, I just think that this Dolphins defense is well equipped to beat this New England Patriots team, because I do believe Cam Newton will be out there as the starter, and the Dolphins usually always get at least 1 win to the Patriots every year. So we'll go ahead and say that they get their win in New England here, and they start the season at 1-0. Now week 2 versus Buffalo, I'm not even going to play around with this one. This is a loss, 1-1. I tried to give myself hope that we'd beat the Bills last year, and I know we kind of almost did at home, but I'm not doing that again, at least not for this week. Dolphins just haven't proven that they can beat the Bills, and it sucks because I hate them, but, you know, it's just, at the moment, they just haven't proven it. Now, I do think it's going to be a closer game than that monstrosity at the end of last season. I know that was at Buffalo, but, you know, still, I think it'll be closer than that, both of these games. I think surely the Dolphins are better than that, but still not going to pick it. I do think Buffalo will unfortunately be a very good team, so I will predict they start 1-1. Now, week 3 is going to be at Las Vegas. Now, this game I can kind of see being a potential upset. Actually, I think Dolphin fans are kind of expecting this to be a little bit too easy, and the Raiders are not a bad football team. In fact, they should have won like most of that entire game we played them. We really did just get lucky at the end. So this is not a pushover game. I am still going to give us the win, though, just because I think, again, this Dolphins roster is just much better than last year's, and we went 10-6 last year. So, you know, that's saying something. But yeah, but I do think we'll get the win here and start 2-1. And then week 4 is going to be versus Indianapolis. Carson Wentz just hasn't really been himself. I do think being with Frank Reich again is going to help, but I do trust that defense against Carson Wentz. Now, that offensive line is a bit, you know, that's going to be hard to get through, but ultimately the Colts really don't have a lot of receivers either, is the other thing, and we just got to see if Carson Wentz is actually a franchise quarterback at this point. So I will give it to the Dolphins. I think they will win at home. And I think also at this time it's still going to be really hot, and the Colts are going to hate that. They're not like a cold weather team, but, you know, they're just not going to like that. So I'm going to get the Dolphins here at 3-1, a really good start to the season. Week 5 is going to be at Tampa Bay, the defending Super Bowl champions. Now, this is not a long flight, if they really even fly. Like, they could drive to this game. It's just in the same state. But I think, you know, granted, we did play the NFC Super Bowl team in Week 5 last year on the road, and we, you know, smoked them. So anything can happen, because I thought that 49ers game, like, months out was a for sure loss. Now, the Niners situation is also really different, because they just went through, like, a plethora of injuries, pretty much. And maybe the same happens to the Bucs. I don't think so. We'll see. But yeah, I will say the Bucs win and the Dolphins lose. So I'll put us at 3-2 on this season. Not going to be an easy test beating Tampa Bay. I think they can do it, but I won't predict them to do it. So week number 6 is going to be at Jacksonville in London. If that was in Florida, that would have been kind of nice to just like be in Florida week 4. And then your 2 away games are still at Florida. And then week 7, you stay at Florida. That would have been nice. But anyway, so we're at Jacksonville in London for this game. I don't know if you hear that in the background. That's my dog. Sorry. But yeah, so the Jags, you know, I like that they got Trevor Lawrence. I'm kind of not buying into the moves that Urban Meyer is making, though. I'm not really sure if I'm agreeing with their offseason moves. And for that reason, I am going to say we win this game. I know the Jags are kind of known for playing a little better in London, but not as of late. I just haven't seen it. And ultimately, I just don't think there's any reason we should really lose to the Jags. So yeah, I will give us this win, and we will start 4-2. I keep having to swallow, sorry. Week 7 versus Atlanta. Now, this is obviously the game that I'm excited for. Me and my brother are most likely going to see this game. It's both of our favorite teams against each other, and it's in Miami. It really can't get any better than that. Now, we just saw that Atlanta traded Julio Jones, so that's good in our case, because now we only have to cover Ridley and Pitts, which is still not an easy task, but I mean, at least you don't have to cover all 3 of those guys. And I think for that reason, it's also going to be why I give the win to the Dolphins. I don't think the Falcons' defense is very good at all, to be honest. And I think if the Dolphins' offense does step up and their defense plays the way they should, I think overall we should beat the Atlanta Falcons. Week 8 at Buffalo. Again, not messing with it. I'm going to say loss 5-3. Don't really even care to explain. Week 9 versus Houston. I really don't see any reason we should lose this game. If we lose this game, that'd honestly be a little concerning. Because, you know, if they have Deshaun Watson in there, I guess that's one thing. But it doesn't even look like they're going to at this point in time. But even if they do, I think they should win this game. So I will say it is a win, and we improve to 6-3. Week 10 versus Baltimore on Thursday Night Football. I'm excited for this game. I think that this is a winnable game. I know usually when we play the Ravens, we get absolutely slaughtered. But I do think that we're actually pretty well equipped to beat the Ravens, because Lamar's just not a deep ball. He's just not a passing quarterback in general, which is weird to say, but he's just not. Our secondary is there to lock them up. As long as we can just contain Lamar Jackson on the run, we honestly should be able to win this game, or it should at least be a fair game. That's probably why it's on primetime. But I will say we still lose this game. The Ravens are a good football team. I don't think it's going to be a blowout like it usually always is, but I do think this is a loss. Week 11 is going to be at the New York Jets. Jets, I still don't expect to be a very good football team, and we never really lose to them anyway. So I will say we win this game and then go to 7-4. Week 12 versus Carolina, the return of the turnover boy himself, Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold does not play well against the Dolphins, and I know he was on the Jets, but I don't see why it would change a whole lot here. I still think we're going to win. Now, this is not a pushover game by any means. I don't think Carolina is going to be a bad team at all. In fact, there's actually a chance that Sam Darnold does work here and actually does become the quarterback that everyone was hyping him up to be, except for me. I just didn't really see it, but that doesn't matter anymore. But I think overall we should still win this game. Week 13 is going to be versus the New York Giants. You know, Giants, same with the Panthers. They're not a bad football team, but I really don't see any reason we should lose this game. This is just a team that I think the Dolphins are better than. I think we should be able to beat Daniel Jones, and He's got his fumble problems as well, and that's not very good for a very good turnover defense in the Dolphins. I didn't really use the right words, but you know what I mean. So we should be able to win that game. And then finally in week 14 is the bye week. That's like the latest bye week anyone's ever seen. But at least if we're, you know, 9-4 at that point, we get rested up pretty much just in time to actually finish this playoff push, which is, I think, what they want, which shows they have legitimate playoff expectations, just like I do, which I know everyone does, but, you know. Anyway, so week 15 is versus the New York Jets. They actually stay at home for 4 straight weeks. And again, I just don't see any reason we should really lose to the Jets. Plus, it's off a bye week, so that should be a win, and they move to 10-4. Now, week 16 is going to be at New Orleans. This is a Monday Night Football game. This is going to be kind of like I think this is going to be like a fireworks game. I think the Saints are really, really going to play hard in this game, and this is actually going to be a pretty fun game to watch. And I think especially because I'm predicting that New Orleans is not going to be bad, but they're not going to be where they were, it seemed like they were for sure a playoff team. I think this is going to be the first time they're fighting. I think they have to go for a wild card spot even, not win the division. So they will be fighting. It's going to be like the Raiders last year. They'll be fighting, but I think the same thing's going to happen. I think we will pull this game out and go 11-4, so that's already 11 wins. Now we go into week 17 at Tennessee. And interestingly enough, this game is actually played on my birthday on January 2nd. So they better win this game. We obviously just saw that the Titans do now have Julio Jones. So of course that's a factor. And is it a big factor? Because at this time I do have some family up in Tennessee. So I've been to Tennessee during fall and winter, and it does actually get a little chilly. I think, unfortunately, I will actually write this down as a loss. I think Tennessee is going to be fighting for the playoffs, maybe even the division at that point, and it'll put us at 11-5, which, I mean, is still really good. And then week 18 is versus New England. Honestly, I really can see us sweeping the Patriots. I do expect the Patriots to be better, but ultimately I'm going to say that we lose because I think at this point we probably will have a playoff spot wrapped up, and we'll kind of just want to be rested and ready to go, whereas the Patriots, I don't think they're going to win the division. They might. It wouldn't surprise me in the slightest, but they will be fighting for a playoff spot, and I think this is going to be a game that they really try hard to win. I know it's the Patriots at Miami where they usually lose, but ultimately, I think that these two teams usually just split in general. Dolphins, I think, will win one of these games regardless. It'll either be at New England or versus New England. I just predict it'll be at New England. So that puts us at 11-6. And I do predict we will be in the wild card. I don't think we'll win the division. I do think it'll be close, but I will predict that we are a wild card in the AFC. Those are my legitimate expectations as of June 2021. I really, really, truly have expectations for this team. I don't think it's hopeful thinking. I don't think it's wishful thinking. I don't think it's just being too optimistic. I really do have legitimate playoff expectations for this Dolphins team. But let me know what you guys think. Do you agree? Do you think we're gonna win less games, more games? What do you think? Are there games you disagree with, agree with, could go either way? Whatever the case might be, let me know in the comments below. I really would love to hear it. Please, guys, share this channel with your friends and everyone that you know that would like Dolphin content. I am really trying to grow this channel, and I could really use your help. I'm not trying to sound kind of like pity me or whatever. I just, you know, I really could use the help. Like, I want this channel to grow. I think it can get there. I just maybe need some help. But yeah, anyway, thank you guys for those of you that have been watching. Thank you sincerely, and I will try to make the content on this channel better every week. So yeah, anyway, thank you guys for watching, and as always, fins up.